All right, we just saw that the NFL had what they wanted. They had top-notch drama. They had Hollywood. They had soap opera. They had Tom Brady going home to see his daddy, Bill Belichick. Or no, that's his rival, the way they were building it. To see his
Yeah.
daddy, Bob Kraft. You know what I'm saying? They hugged and they talked, you know what I'm saying?
Older brother, big brother, little brother.
Yeah, all that. But we know, I know Bill saying the right things somewhat. Cause Bill throwing a little salt in his shit. Okay. Tom saying all the right things, but his daddy ain't.
Trainer not.
His trainer not. Okay. It's some smoke there, man. Okay. We've seen this shit. America, if y'all watch my QB GOAT project, we've seen this shit before with my brother's team, the 49ers. I was fascinated to find out Bill Walsh and Joe Montana had that kind of relationship. I was fascinated to find out that Terry Bradshaw and Chuck Noll had that kind of relationship. You know what I'm saying? When you see these legendary quarterback coach combos, it ain't always just sweet like that. You know what I'm saying? Because both guys want credit. So I want to ask my brothers, which guy deserves more credit? Who do y'all think was more responsible for the Patriots dynasty? Bill Belichick or Tom Brady? T, I'll start with you.
It's simple. The man that could reconstruct a defense year after year after year, who I believe he was the GM too.
I don't know no other GM in New England.
So
I've
he
always assumed he the one
he
pulling the strings.
he brought to his guys like Julian Edelman, former quarterback from his prior college that he played at, was a former quarterback, now wide receiver, who's probably gonna go in the hall. He gave you the likes of Rob Gronkowski, that nobody really had just flying on the radar.
I think it was
I
the
mean,
injuries or something, right? Folks was
yeah, the injuries is what knocked his draft stock. But um, I ain't got to speak about Aaron Hernandez, but at that time he was talented. At that time he was talented before all this stuff came out. Aaron Hernandez was talented.
oh, no doubt,
Uh,
no doubt, no
you
doubt.
know, so I mean, he's done so much with the defensive guys. I mean, just Vrabel and McGinnis and you know, um, Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy. He's had
Seymour.
he's had lockdown Seymour. He's had lockdown corners.
Just had defense player of the year.
Just had defense player of the year, Stephon Gilmore. I mean, of course, it's sexy to give a quarterback the credit. It is, and I get it. But Belichick showed you even last night why he, he's just responsible for it. He dialed up the best scheme he could dial up, and them boys played up to that scheme.
Yeah.
And for 4 quarters, it was a real game. I mean, you didn't think it was going to be. You thought, okay, well, maybe second half, Tampa Bay will start to pull away, and they were shot. There were opportunities. AB missed a
Mhm.
few balls. You know, I mean, there were some things that didn't go their way, that went New England's way, but Belichick coached the best game he could have possibly coached against Tampa Bay, and I think he unlocked a few things that teams can kind of look at. They may not have personnel to necessarily defeat them, but I think he's unlocked some things with Tampa Bay that they ain't no secret really when it comes to Tom. Is you can beat him up a little bit and get to him, rattle him a little bit, but
Yeah.
but Tom was not the best. And I know the weather; it was raining and stuff. You know, people, some stands out there would probably be like, well, if it was dry, it'd be different. The ball was wet. The Tom Brady stands all say, well, the ball was wet, so Brady couldn't just throw like he used to. Whatever. Come down to a doink. That was the whole problem I had with all that Hollywood production last night. was that it came down to a 56-yard field goal from a kicker with a bad leg, and the ball hit the left upright. That was anticlimactic. It's like it's just anticlimactic.
And build you all the way up, huh?
Got you all the way up, and then that's what you get. That's what America got last night. But it's Belichick. It's Belichick, man.
I like the way you described it. Joe, who was more responsible for the dynasty, man? They got 6 bowls about that thing. Who was more responsible for it, Brady or Belichick?
And as T was talking, I'm like, those are all the reasons that I would love to be able to say that it's Bill. But it's not. It's not. And the reason I say that, it's real simple. My take gonna be really simple. Tom has won a Super Bowl without Bill. Now, I don't even think that was greater than what happened last night, because you won the Super Bowl, but you didn't face Bill in the Super Bowl. But last night, I was out. The way I wanted it scripted was the Patriots ended up winning, because I know Bill he played, a significant part. But once you separate, if one goes on to win the Super Bowl, and then when you face him, he beats you, I have to say Tom. And I'm even willing to say at this point, I'm almost going 70-30.
Joe!
I know it's a complete 360 from where I was. But what other argument can I have for Bill if you haven't won a Super Bowl without Tom, and then y'all go quote unquote head to head, although it's a head coach and a QB? But you did see up on the screen, normally how they had the 2 players.
They messy. You saw
they
it?
had Bill and Tom up there.
So messy.
But Tom won head to head. Now I will say this. Tom has been blessed to have a bunch of clutch kickers. Because that's what that was. That same kicker that made a 50-plus yarder in the rain missed a field goal earlier. But I don't know what it is about being on his team, game-winning field goals. That kicker going to make that field goal. Hate to say it. It's Tom, man.
Well, y'all already know who I'm rolling with.
Gotta be Tom.
No, y'all, you saw the segment I did previously. So y'all already know who I'm rolling with. When Stanley came on here, y'all saw what I said. It's Belichick, man, in my opinion. Now, I would love for the comment section. Y'all, let us know what y'all think. But I'm rolling with Bill. Like you said, Tom was blessed to have good field goal kickers. Bill Belichick, the person that hired those kickers. Tom was blessed to have all those great top 10 defenses. Belichick was the man that hired and coached those players. The skill position that Tom was blessed to have in terms of Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez, and then you got arguably the best slot guys in terms of Julian Edelman and the Wes Welker. That's Belichick hiring all those guys. Like the head coach in football got his hands. When you got a head coach that's also the GM, he got his hands on every single thing. And the quarterback got his hands on the offense. He got his hands on the offense. But the head coach hiring the coordinator. He hiring McDaniel.
That's true. I got to push back.
Who the boy that went down to Houston, T? I know you hate that guy as a head coach.
Oh, Bill O'Brien?
Bill O'Brien. He Romeo Crennel. Like Bill Belichick really just done put everything in place.
Go one step further. Matt
Who
Patricia.
do you? What is that?
Matt Patricia. Just go one step further. Can't forget him.
All that. Now I know that Tom went down there to Tampa and won the bowl, But that ain't no different from what Peyton Manning did. Peyton Manning, when he left Indy, picked a soup team that just needed him. He went to 2 Super Bowls. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
let me ask you this: who deserves more credit, Aaron Rodgers or Mike McCarthy?
Aaron Rodgers. Because
But
Mike McCarthy is showing you right now.
hold on, but I'm saying
Mike McCarthy is showing you right now.
Mike McCarthy had to hire those coaches, right?
Mike McCarthy is showing you right now.
Okay,
That
I'm not
he's
saying like
not
I
like
really
that.
disagree with you. I'm just trying to use what you're saying.
Well, McCarthy wasn't the GM though.
I know what you're trying to do. Yeah, McCarthy wasn't the GM. We got
It was
Ted
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 Wolf,
Thompson,
Thompson.
Ted Wolf,
and
Ted
now we
Thompson,
get
Ted Wolf.
Ted Thompson, and now we got Gunakis or whatever his name is.
How do you argue with that though? Even head to head, Bill don't win.
Because head to head is still overall team game. Because the Bucks ran for over 100 yards on the ground, and New England, I don't think they mustered.
They couldn't.
Negative
They
1
couldn't
yard.
get
I
much
think it was
going.
negative 1 yard.
Yeah, like they mustered
Nick carries
anything on the
negative
ground.
1 yard.
And that speaks to how souped up the Bucks are. Like Brady was strategic, brilliant. Like, cause we don't see this in the NFL for real, for real. We don't see what we see in the NBA where a superstar goes and picks who they want to work for like that. It just shows out. We saw Peyton do it. Again, I ain't gonna say Brady just kicked it off. Peyton did it.
But that was under different circumstances. Because
I know he
Peyton
had
was
the neck
basically
thing.
injured.
I know, but he had some time left. He had some time left. I think they believed in Luck so much. You know what? Y'all remember how they were talking about Luck?
Absolutely.
They told us that Andrew Luck was Peyton Manning with mobility. That's what they told us.
That's what they said.
Because I was expecting the GOAT. If you Peyton Manning with mobility, you supposed to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Andrew Luck is basically a little better Carson Wentz.
Ooh, Joe, you so disrespectful. Ooh, Joe.
I want you to think about it.
Whoa.
Andrew Luck started anytime he got outside that pocket and he got hit, he got hurt.
We're going to have to do a deep dive on that. Remind me of that. That needs a rewind right there. Okay. But I think that's why the coach got up off of him. They saw this stud, which they thought coming out of, and he was good. You know, when he was healthy, he was good. And they got up off of him. And Peyton picked a great team, loaded with skill guys, loaded with a defense, and he went to 2 bowls and got him one. Brady picked a loaded team. Mike Evans has never had a season without 1,000 yards. Godwin good. The GM and them just happy to have Tom. They say, you want Grunt? Come on. You want AB? Come on. You want Leonard Fournette? Come on. Anybody you want.
Giovanni Bernard.
If Tom Brady wanted me on his team right now, he might be able to get me. You know
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman off the street. Richard Sherman was just on his couch and played in this game on Sunday Night Football.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady been able to do. He been waiting on this, and more power to him. He putting out stuff on social media. Did y'all see the video he made leading up to the game? He been waiting to cut up like this. He been waiting to cut up like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very very provocative question. It just I personally me, I just view the NFL differently. Like that when you got a good coach, that's the thing. I know hell of a point, Joe, when you made the point about Mike McCarthy. I just don't view Mike McCarthy as a good coach.
I mean, me neither.
Because I just when you got a good coach in the NFL, especially when they got GM capabilities, where it just seemed like they touch so many things. But hey,
hold on,
Brady still had to do it on the field. But I will say, it seemed like he had 3 bowls to his disposal, on his resume before he was even acknowledged as like good for real.
That's true.
You know,
I get that.
He had 3 bowls already. before
Nah,
he just turned up.
Yeah, y'all got to give me a percentage now.
You went 70-30, so I'm not gonna be, even though I'm going Belichick, I ain't gonna be as inflammatory as you were, sir. I'm gonna go 60-40. Maybe 55-45.
Which one?
I'm gonna go 55-45. I'm gonna go 55-45 because they telling me that Brady is a great locker room guy, and because Brady took less money. When you take less money, that allow Bill to go ahead and use that money on the defense. I'm gonna go 55-45.
60-40. 60-40.
64.
Belichick.
America, y'all chime in and tell us what y'all think. Who was more responsible for the Patriots Dynasty? Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
Makes a statement.